Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about my trip to annewithani's Green Gables, as well as the information that has come up after I went on that trip. And I woke up this morning, I saw that tweet, my heart kind of broke, but also seeing the positive responses that people have been giving to this unfortunate, I guess not that unfortunate, it just like kind of breaks my heart a little, but at the same time it's also like really nice to see that people are responding positively to it. I mean, some people, but I get both sides. Okay, let's just talk about it now. If you guys have seen my last video, you would know that I went to the Anne Experience tour in Pickering Museum Village. And so after I went on, and by the way, you can see that video. It will be up on the screen right here, and it will be in the description box below if you guys want to see that video. I talk about the filming locations that I visited from both Annewithani as well as the 80s version. Both were really cool. So after that tour, I asked my dad if we could just drive up to Green Gables. Obviously, he was like, sure. I just want to say that day was very sunny. The entire time we were in the tour, very sunny. When we started driving towards Green Gables, it started getting very cloudy, and we already knew that there was going to be a storm coming, and it did come after we left Green Gables. But yeah, so we drove up to Green Gables, and I'm gonna explain a bit of the geography for you guys if you guys don't know how it looks in real life. So basically, across the street from Green Gables is Gilbert's house that they use in Annewithani. Obviously, in the show, they make it seem like Gilbert's house is so far away from Anne's house, it literally would take a minute just to get to Gilbert's house because it's literally right across the street. In the show, movie magic, it's different. We got to the house. Immediately, I saw all of these pine cones. Are they pine cones? The orange pine cones, which basically signaled us that we couldn't enter the property. We were driving past, and I started noticing that there were trailers parked next to the barn area, and I was like, oh, they're filming. And there were cars as well. I was like, oh, they're filming something. If you guys have seen another video that I made, which I'll link right here, I talked about the fact that a fan that came from Germany, she went to Green Gables in April. She saw that they were filming something and they let her in the property, and everyone started freaking out because they thought it was like Anne related, but it was like a commercial or documentary apparently. When I got to the property, I obviously knew that it wasn't going to be anything Anne related because they would first announce that before they actually started filming for anything. I was so nervous. I was like, I know that they're probably not gonna let me in. Just seemed like it wasn't gonna happen. So my sister and I went out of the car. My sister asked one of the people there if we could go inside and take pictures, like inside the property, not inside the house. And unfortunately, they had to say no, but they did say that we could take pictures from the street. I feel like they must have had stricter guidelines this time. They probably weren't filming the same thing that they were filming in April. I also know that my friend Kayla, who passes by there a lot, she asked them what they were filming, and they said that they couldn't tell her. I do remember when I got out of the car that I could hear thunder, so that was kind of a bad sign already. I've known about the Green Gables location for about 2.5 years at this point. The reason why I never went was because of the fact that it is a very long way to get there from where I am, and I didn't just want to go there without having something else to do in case that, like, I always thought it wouldn't have been worth the trip to just go to Green Gables and possibly not be able to enter the property because it's really a hit or miss type of situation. That's literally the only reason why I never went before, but I'm really happy that I got to go this time and see it, even if I didn't get to see it up close, but I got to see it from the street view. So I took some pictures on the street. The first thing that I noticed when we pulled up to the house was the fact that the green part on the roof sills or whatever they're called, the green part of Green Gables was so green. It was so light green compared to how it looks in the show. It was such an amazing thing. But yeah, so my sister took some pictures of me and then we just like left. There was nothing else to do. There's people that actually live in Gilbert's house, so like we weren't about to disturb them or anything, so we didn't go up to Gilbert's house at all, and then we left. Today I wake up and I check Twitter. If you guys are part of the Twitter fandom, you have already heard this. So there was this user on Twitter named bangtanami_nuna. They visited the property on Monday, which was August 30th. I visited on August 28th. And they said that when they visited, they saw that they had painted Green Gables gray, the white part of Green Gables. I returned for a visit today since I was nearby. A new film is being shot based on a book and set in rural Bolivia. I forgot the name. The security guy let me walk walk around a bit, they added more red dirt and painted Green Gables gray. I also saw the schoolhouse this time. And so I was probably one of the last few people that saw Green Gables as white and green instead of gray and green. I was literally this close. And they were able to enter the property. They asked someone there who was like a security. And so I guess it was just bad timing for me. They were probably in the middle of filming something when I went. So it was just like bad luck, I guess, bad timing for me to go and ask if I could enter and take pictures. The house is now gray. They also went further into the property. And if you guys didn't know, the schoolhouse used in Anne with an E is also right on the property. The doors were painted bright blue of the schoolhouse for the production that is currently filming in the property. And I'll read some reactions. I'll read some tweets out of what people have said in response to this news. Easy to repaint. More red dirt is good. No worries. It's still used for filming. I'm so far removed now, it didn't even occur to me the schoolhouse was also repainted when I saw it. I thought it didn't look the same was all. True about repainting. Maybe they didn't allow structural changes on purpose. Precisely. Apparently it was a very laborious, costly endeavor to crush bricks to make the red dirt. I was happy to see the red dirt again. When I went in November, it was fading, but it's vibrant and laid out again, and it looks like they use the same technique. I guess Bolivia also has red dirt. Although I really wish they hadn't done this, it takes more than a repaint to take the spirit of Green Gables. The shining white original remains underneath, ready to resurface when called upon. And for now, it's just lending a hand to the telling of another story. I love this comment. This comment like made me rejoice. I was like, of course, that's literally all it is. It is heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's paint. It's just paint. Honestly, I'm not saying this because it's Green Gables, but that gray just took out the essence of the house. Being white was more colorful and brighter. I don't know. I agree. I do agree with this because it's literally Green Gables. The white was so beautiful on the house. The gray, I can imagine them filming like a horror or a thriller in that house the way it's painted now. It looks like Green Gables and at the same time it doesn't, if that makes sense. Strange vibes. But in terms of a renewal or a potential renewal for the series, it's just paint. You know? Jail for whoever thought Grey Gables needed to be a thing. So I'm at the point where this doesn't bother me anymore. I'm happy Green Gables and the land is being used instead of sitting abandoned, which is true. The turquoise trim for the schoolhouse bothers me the most because it's so effing tacky and too modern. I think that's it for now. That's all my heart can take right now. You know what's really interesting is the fact that the way that the farm is now, with the exception of the repainting, all of that was built, I think, for the show. There's a lot of things that they renovated for Anne with an E, which I thought was really interesting. As far as I know, the White House has always been there for years before Anne. At the end of the day, it's just paint. It could be repainted if they ever were to need it for a season 4 or a new Anne show, of course. But yeah, so that's the end of my story time / new news about Green Gables. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this news. Are you guys happy or are you guys sad? There's really two sides to it, but I'd rather try to stick to the positive side and kind of look at it as a silver lining. It's not sitting abandoned and it also isn't bordered up the way it was like a year ago or a few months ago even. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this video. Like this video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you guys want. We're trying to get to 15k subscribers soon. In my next video, I will be talking about some new news that has come out. People are thinking that Anne will be renewed in September. By the time you guys are watching this, it is September, but people are, for some reason, they think that they will renew the show in September. So we'll talk about that in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. I do have a channel membership. Thank you so much to Rasser for becoming a channel member. There is a join button below this video if you guys would like to check out the membership for this channel. I love you guys so much and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah.